You know how people say that everyone should be treated the same no matter how they look? I agree with that in theory, but in reality, in the real world, that's not how it works. Let's be honest. How you present yourself does make a difference, because when you put yourself together, you put that effort in and take the time to look your best, you also feel your best. Because when you feel good, you go out into the world as a different person. You show up a lot differently. So if you're a woman of any age, I'm going to chat with you today about the 6 reasons why looking your best will help you to feel your best. And it could be something as simple as just putting on lipstick, putting on accessories, so that when you leave the house, you feel and look your best. The first point is that people respond to energy. And when you see someone, and I'm sure you've noticed yourself, you see someone across the room and they are polished, they are put together, they appear confident, you respond a lot differently to that person than maybe someone who is not. You'll look at that person and admire their outfit. You'll be checking out their accessories. How are their nails, their hair? And, and oftentimes I've seen people like that myself, and I think, wow, they are so put together. And I have noticed myself, whenever I go out, I always try to at least, put my makeup on, put on a nice outfit. When I leave the house, I try to look my best, even if I'm going for a coffee. And at this age in midlife, I'm just finding excuses to leave the house at this point. And it could be just to go to the library, go to the bookstore, go to a coffee shop. And even with those small outings, I put myself together and I put on like a nice dress, a nice outfit, I put my makeup on, because I feel my best that way. And when you see people that are put together, it sort of emits a different kind of vibe, right? The person has confidence. They've taken the effort to, put their outfit together. And you look at them differently. And I've noticed this myself, actually. Even just going out to a restaurant, or if you're going to a hotel, or really anywhere. And it's not about people being shallow or vain. It's just that when you've taken the time to actually look your best, it sends that different message. And I think back to when I've gone out and about and done things, and I'm just wearing regular run-of-the-mill, pants, shirt, very minimal makeup, no accessories. I have noticed the difference if I go out sort of dressed like this, which, I've just got something, a frilly dress on here. I've got some accessories on, my full makeup. I've got my earrings on. You do get treated differently. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but that's how the world is. I think in most cases, people just want to feel better. And a lot of us feel better when we look our best. The second point is that it's not about beauty, it's about effort. Let's get this straight. This is not about being the prettiest person in the room. This is about effort and being put together. And when you put yourself together, you put the effort in, you're sending a signal to people that you care, that you have discipline, that you have planned, and that you have self-respect. And it's not about impressing other people. It's not about looking good for someone else. It's just about looking good for yourself. And when you feel good on the inside and the outside, this radiates out. And it doesn't matter if you're 25 or 55, effort is going to read the same way. And people respect effort. Point number 3 is why looking good makes you feel good. And I know this is the case for you too, that when you wake up, let's just say your hair hasn't been washed for a couple days, you're feeling fat and bloated, maybe your nails need to be updated. You just do not feel 100%. But when I wake up and I've got fresh hair, I've got, a fresh manicure, I've got an outfit planned with accessories, and I do a full makeup, I always feel my best. I feel more confident. I am peppier in my walk. I am more productive. But when you are in that sort of funky state where you're just not feeling it, it affects your whole day. Speaking of hair, I wanted to share a product, and I will put the link below. Also, I always do my own roots, and you can see here I am due every about 5 or 6 weeks. I do my own roots. I will share also below the link for the product that I'm using. I believe it's L'Oreal. I can't remember off the top of my head. But also, I'm going to tag a video here where I walk you through the process to do your own roots. It saves a ton of money. I've been doing that for probably the last 2 or 3 years. I've saved myself thousands of dollars. So another product plug, and again, not sponsored, but I will share the links, of course. This is Batiste dry shampoo, and this is for blondes. So they have this product in multiple shades. Now, what I like about this is that it leaves a tiny little bit of a film, so it hides a bit of the darkness. So in between washes, when I'm sort of in between touch-ups, I'll use this. So let me just show you. So this is the current state. And then this, it just leaves a tiny little bit of a film. I mean, it's not going to completely cover it up, but you can see it's kind of left a little bit of a film. So it does help hide the roots when they need to be touched up. The fourth point about why looking your best makes you feel your best is that you are going to teach people how to treat you. So if we show up somewhere disheveled, a bit of a mess, kind of unorganized, people are going to mirror that and they're going to treat us the exact same as we are presenting. But if we show up polished and put together and confident, people respect and admire that. They're going to treat you differently. I almost forgot. Hi. If you're new here, I'm Lori. This is Ever After 50. I am a 54-year-old working mom. I have 2 young adults in the home. I am trying to redefine my marriage, my friendships that have both been neglected over the years, and I'm trying to redefine who I am now that my kids don't need me as much and I have all this free time on my hands. If any of this resonates, please subscribe and stay tuned for a video coming out soon. I'm going to do a video sharing all of the everyday products that I use as a midlife woman who does not want to spend a fortune. I am more than happy to use drugstore products. I get so overwhelmed with all the stuff at some of the big box stores. I don't think half of them work, and I like to use trusted brands. So stay tuned for that video that will be coming out in the next few weeks. We're on to reason number 5, and that is that we start to have a bit of a midlife reality check. We've probably sacrificed for several decades, sacrificed ourselves, and people will say you let yourself go. And we don't do that intentionally. It's just because we put so many other people ahead of ourselves for so many years. The kids were always a priority. Maybe your spouse was always the priority. And we were always last. And I know that I did that myself. When I look back on photos of myself, and I just spoke earlier about having PCOS and being overweight, I battled with my weight my entire adult life. And when I look back at the photos now, I feel like I was so unhappy. So my weight has fluctuated a lot over the years. It was always up and down 25, 30, 35 pounds. And I've been able to maintain this weight loss the last 2.5 years. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay if it does not go down anymore because it's a lot of hard work, but I definitely don't want it going up. But when I look back at all of the photos, the family photos or photos of me with the kids or what have you, and I can just see, I look at myself and I think how unhappy I was. So I really don't like that term, they let themselves go, because you don't know what someone is going through. You know, and stress shows on your body, it shows in your face. And I think we get to this point midlife when finally our responsibilities are not as much at home and our kids are pretty much grown up, and that light bulb goes off and we think, okay, it is about time. I can finally take care of myself and focus on the things that I want to do. I think this midlife is an eye-opening decade once we hit 50 where we decide enough is enough and it's time to really start taking care of ourselves. And that's why it's so important to focus on yourself, and you will find such a huge difference in how you feel about yourself, about how you feel when you go out into the world. And it changes the dynamics everywhere. I started the video putting on my lipstick and I wanted to share this product for you. And this is not sponsored at all. I spent so much money over the years buying lipsticks, and then basically after 2 hours or not even, they come right off. But I found this product. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink. This stuff is amazing. I put this stuff on in the morning and it does not come off all day. But I put it on in the morning, and this stuff, I have to wipe it off at the end of the night. It does not come off. When you eat, it doesn't come off. You do not have to reapply. And then the thing is that because it's such a good product, I have to use this stuff to get it off at night. This is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water, but it is the waterproof version. So I've tried the other one, the pink bottle. It does not work to get this stuff off. It has to be the waterproof. And I do have an Amazon storefront for Canadians, and I have an Amazon link for Americans. I will share the links for these products. And I would recommend this lipstick 100 times over. I've spent so much money on lipstick. You'll save a ton of money because you don't have to keep reapplying. This stuff is amazing. You didn't think I was going to get to number 6 and not share with you some of the simple ways to be more put together. And it's not even that hard. It's the simplest little things that can make a big difference for you. And it doesn't have to be a whole makeover. I love accessories. When I leave the house, I always have, a bracelet on. My watch is kind of standard. And I love to wear colorful earrings. I have a huge collection of earrings. I love these clay ones. They're all very colorful and unique. So something simple like that. Another good tip is to wear clothes that actually fit you properly. And another simple thing that you can do is when you get up in the morning, do your full skincare routine. Extra conditioning for your skin is not going to hurt it. And when I have a fresh hair wash, I feel my best. When I have this kind of in-between, kind of ratty look, it's not my best look. But, get up, do your skincare routine, moisturize, do a fresh wash, make sure your nails are freshly polished. Just small little simple things, they'll make a huge difference. And I know that there's a lot of ladies out there that don't want to wear makeup. So if you don't want to wear a full face of makeup, just put on some mascara. Very simple, mascara and some lipstick, that Maybelline. I like to experiment with my makeup, with my accessories, with my hair, just anything to feel better about myself and to present myself differently than just, sitting around at home, sitting on the couch. I feel so much better when I get dressed up and I go out. And a couple simple other things that you can do once you've got yourself all presented and put together, when you are out there in the world, stand tall and smile. I am one of those people that has that resting, face, because I'm always thinking. So I'm very conscientious about that now. And when I'm out, I try to at least have somewhat of a smile. And I also do know that when I am looking my best and feeling my best, I do walk with more confidence. There's a little bit more pep in my step. But those simple little things, you will notice a huge change in how people treat you, how you feel. And I encourage you anyways to just get out there and do things. Don't be afraid to go out and do things, even if you're doing it alone, because you don't want to miss out on life for one, and you don't want to miss out on having fun or other opportunities. So in closing, yes, people do treat attractive and well put together people a lot differently. I know it's not fair. It doesn't seem right, but that's just how the world works. But the real magic is that you treat yourself better when you take the time to look your best. And this is not about perfection. This is about you showing confidence and pride and showing the world that you still matter, because you do. And if you've made it to the very end of this video, I want to say thank you so much for being here. I hope that I've shared some valuable information. I hope that you'll let me know in the comments that you're here, where you're from, if you have any comments about the content that I shared today. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit the notification bell. And until next time, bye for now.